Well, good morning, everyone. Um, am in a place of uh, having written down something that on a piece of paper, writing, and um, and being very excited for this will be the basis of my of what I have to say on Sunday, and now I look at it this morning and I'm like, I'm going to have to recapture what my point was because um, me Sunday morning is not the me from Friday night when I wrote this down. My perspective is different. My perception of meaning is different. It's really an interesting experience when we reflect on the past. It's a really interesting experience because, for the most part, we don't remind ourselves as we reflect on the past that the person we're remembering is gone and the person doing the reflecting is not the one who was there. And just to say, um, in a sense, to hold things from the past, I was going to say lightly, but um, with curiosity, but not with certainty. To know that, well, this is what it looks like as I look at it now, rather than this is true, rather than this is accurate. I remember clearly. Because memory is conditional and dependent on where you are in the moment, what the mind state is, you know. So, not to say anything more specific than that, than simply the instruction of, um, you know, keep an eye on what the perception of the past is, with a bit of curiosity, sort of, what's that about? How come it's it's showing up in this moment? How come that memory of the past is occurring now? And a practice that at least I find quite useful is when I'm reflecting on something in the past. Um, the habit, the smooth move is to go into the details, into the content of what happened, into the story that that seems to appear. And what I've noticed over the years is the more I go into the details and the content and the story, the less clearly I see. And sort of as the experience of an event in the past arises, how useful it is to just sort of rest in the body, to just sort of experience what's it, you know, what's happening? What's it like in the body as this past thing occurs? Where's the flow of energy in the body? Where is there tightness? Where is there relaxation? Where is there whatever you're noticing? And to whatever degree, noticing any connection with the experience the body is having um, as different feeling tones arise, as different mind states arise. Maybe it's a pleasurable memory, maybe it's an unpleasant memory. Rather than focusing specifically on the content, to focus more on the felt sense. So, as you're noticing this felt sense, as you're, experiencing whatever details or content, and what I'm about to sort of describe is true, even if now, in this case, if the thoughts you're having are thoughts of the future, thoughts of events going on currently, as well as thoughts of the past. When, you're engaged in thinking, in feeling in the body what is associated with that thinking, there are three possibilities of the way that you relate to what is occurring, to the experience, to an object of perception, to a sense of self, a sense of other. This moment of experience can have the quality of relating to whatever it is that is up as a friend, relating it to it as someone supportive, caring, a friend. Or the possibility is that what you're thinking about or feeling, your relationship to it is as an enemy, as something that's destabilizing or threatening or upsetting. Something is occurring that, you're having this experience of wanting to protect yourself. There's an enemy. And then the third possibility is that what you're thinking about, what you're feeling, what the experience, the felt sense is neither that of a friend or that of an enemy. It's neutral. Or maybe, to even a deeper degree than neutral, it is what it is. It's like this. If, where you're sitting, if you right now look at the wall in the room you're in, it's pretty neutral. The wall is your friend. It's keeping the weather out. It's keeping various critters from using your house as a home. That's the reason we designed walls. So suddenly it's a friend. Or you're looking at the wall, which is quite neutral, and at the moment it's a barrier to seeing what's outside. Um, Makes it difficult to hear bird song or to feel part of nature. Oh, maybe the wall is an enemy. So this experience of relating to whatever arises as a friend, as an enemy, or as neither a friend or an enemy, um, you have some agency around that. You have some, ability to choose which direction you're going in. You can choose. Um, Maybe something is unpleasant and you experience it as an enemy. You think where this probably has the most impact is I'm going to guess that all of us, certainly me, but I'm going to guess that all of us have habitual habits of mind, habitual habits of emotion, habitual habits of you know, body body patterns, we'll call it. Things that are habitual. And some of those maybe we think of as a friend, these habits. Some of them as an enemy. And I think I've been saying for a long time that making an enemy of our own internal habits, our habits of thinking, our habits of feeling, our habits of the energy in our bodies and the way we hold our bodies. Holding them as an enemy, which, I mean, what do what's what you want to do with an enemy is get rid of it. Maybe annihilate it, at least be free from it. And it has certainly been my experience that the more I address something habitual with hatred, the way one would approach an enemy, the more stubborn and stuck it becomes. That the quality of treating a pattern that is habitual as an enemy makes it stickier, clingier. Now, if the pattern is unwholesome, and you imagine or feel very well instructed to rid yourself of an unwholesome habit, well, that sounds great. But how that can be done is not through hatred, but through love. That's a pretty clear teaching. A pretty clear teaching that whatever arises in your experience, whether it's a sight, a sound, a memory, a sensation in the body, a story about something going on, or a concern about the future. we're very fortunate we're able to have concern about the future. By having concern about the future, we're able to organize our actions to avoid danger and to be nourished. And, reflecting on the past is incredibly valuable. The past is, sort of our name for that process of skill building and developing clear seeing and wisdom. The past is how we reach this moment. So, of course, it has value. But its value is in this moment. The value of the past, the value of the future, is about our actions in the present. And there's so much possibility of being upset or annoyed about something that happened or something that might happen. And the skill of being able to notice, at this moment, I'm okay. At this moment, we're all just, sitting in our homes. Pretty easy, The threat level is pretty low at the moment. We're not, in this very moment, needing to search for nourishment. Whatever arises in this moment, then, if it appears as an enemy, it's an appearance. There is no enemy present at this moment. There's no need to have the heart protected. This is a wonderful moment for being really sensitive, tender, touching, caring. Without needing to get rid of whatever arises. Without needing to make whatever arises into something other than what it is. The practice of mindfulness is the practice of knowing what is actually present. Knowing what is present, what's it like in the body? What are you feeling? Physically feeling? What's it like in the body with whatever is present? And you know that whatever is present is a sense experience. It's a relational experience. There's the thought and the knowing of the thought. The sound, the hearing, the knowing of the sound, the sight, the seeing, the knowing of the seeing, and the bodily sensation, the experiencing the bodily sensation, and the sensation and the knowing of the sensation. This is what is present. This is what our task is, to know what is present. And then to know how what is present, this sense experience, what's it like in the body? How does it impact the body? What changes? What moves and flows? And then knowing how the heart responds to the body. What emotional experience arises as a result of the sensation in the body? And how does that sensation in the body and the emotion that accompanies it, how does that state of mind arising impact the direction that you're going? Does it impact the direction of your going, that you go into a world bubble that you create with thought? Is the direction you're going, one of tightening and tensing your body to protect yourself? What about choosing to stay awake? What about choosing to watch the experience, the flow of experience, the movement of bodily sensations, emotional states, thought patterns and stories, to watch all this with delight? You're a living being. All the universe is like occurring in your experience, manifesting as sense experience, as sights and sounds, tastes and smells, bodily sensations, and mental formations. All of this occurring. What a wow. What a cool thing. What a gift. This being alive, this being a sensing being. When you rest in the delight of the experience, rather than being, enmeshed, immersed, and lost in the experience, but when you rest in the delight of the experience occurring, then there's neither a friend nor an enemy. It's just this. It's just like this. And we rest in the knowing. We steady ourselves and calm ourselves in the knowing. And we release the sense of this being about me, and we release the need to cling to it. It's just the flow of life. Be present for it. rest in the flow rather than wanting to stop the flow or dam the flow in order to preserve something, preserve a difficult something so that you can work on it, or preserve a delightful something because, well, why wouldn't you? Instead of trying to hold on and cling to just be present, to just rest in knowing what is occurring moment after moment. So let's practice this.